What's up, dudes? I'm the Dominicator, and in this video, I'm gonna hypnotize you to become a gym bro. As in all of my videos, you'll be asked to leave a comment at the end while hypnotized, so go ahead and log into an account that you can use for that. Mute any distractions, and continue when you're ready to get hypnotized. Alright, dudes, a little explanation first. Hypnotizing you to become a gym bro? Well, that's a lot of ground to cover, but I'm going to release a set of digital downloads later that does exactly that. This video is a kind of overview of that, but the downloads will be a breakdown of it. On this recording, I'm going to ask you to leave a comment at the end, but before I have you do that, I'm going to have you do a little something for me. A little bit of cardio, or some weightlifting, some calisthenics, and so I want to make sure that you're in a good state of body to do that. If you are, then just keep listening to the sound of my voice. Now to begin, I just want you to look at the dot in front of you and watch it as it goes back and forth. And as you do so, then you'll notice that it seems to have a lulling feeling about it. A feeling that lulls you into a nice and relaxed state of mind. And the more that you look at it, the more that it has a kind of magnetic and a kind of pulling feeling about it. As if it draws you along. As if it rocks you back and forth. You feel the swaying motions of the dot as it goes back and forth. And you'll notice some words on the screen in between the dot and the very center. And you can just ignore those as you focus all of your attention, all of your focus on the dot. And as you do so, and those words, good and positive suggestions and good and positive associations will slip right through the cracks and right into your mind and right into the unconscious mind. They sink down and settle down and become a part of you. And as that happens, it just feels so good as to rest assured in that is happening. And as you listen to the sound of my voice, well, it just feels so good. It's so good just to feel that wonderful and relaxing and pleasant tone from the sound of my voice. The more that you listen to it, the more that it feels just as if there are little tiny drips and drops of relaxation and pleasantness that drip down and drop down on top of the mind. And it just feels so good to feel that wonderful feeling of relaxation, and a nice and warm and a masculine and dominant tone that wraps around you just like a blanket. It feels just as if you have a big brother is talking to you. A big brother who can tell you exactly what to do in order to get into a better state of mind, a better state of body, a better attitude about fitness, about diet, about cardio, about weightlifting. And the more that you listen to the sound of my voice, the more that I just want you to imagine that you have a big brother is right there with you, right inside of the mind even. As you simply watch that dot as it goes back and forth, and you feel a nice and a safe and a protected feeling as well. A nice and relaxed feeling. And it helps you to just relax, to sink down, to settle down to a wonderful and relaxed and a pleasant state of mind. A state of mind in which you feel safe and secure, and nice, warm and comfortable. And the more that you simply listen to the sound of my voice, and the more that you feel the magnetic and the pulling feelings from it, and the more that you feel a kind of masculine persuasiveness that just settles inside of you, and just wraps around the mind, and just pulls you along with the sound of my voice. And that's just fine. That's just fine. You can just go along with that sound. And as you go along with the dot in front of you as it sways back and forth, it lulls you into a nice and pleasant, relaxed state of mind. The state of mind in which all you want to do is just to sink down, to go down, to drop down even deeper, even further and even faster. And just to allow the mind to open up and to take in the good suggestions and the good advice of your big brother. And that just feels so good. So good just to relax to the sound of my voice and feel that wonderful and relaxed and pleasant feeling as I take you down, as I drop you down even further. And in a moment's time, I'm going to snap my fingers and I'll say the word sleep. And when I do, it's just going to be as if an electric shock has gone off through your entire body and mind. And when that happens, then you're going to go down into that wonderful and deeply and totally relaxed state of mind. The eyelids are just going to shut down all by themselves as the body drops down all by itself. The mind is just going to shut down all by itself. You feel a wonderful, completely and totally mind-melting feeling come over you as all the thoughts, ideas, cares, and worries and stresses and tensions inside the mind just melt away and then strip down and drop down inside of you. And that's just going to feel so good just to drop down into that wonderful and completely and totally relaxed state of mind. And then now, sleep, sleep, sleep. Just sleep and go down and drop down and sink down even further and even faster into that wonderful and completely and totally relaxed state of mind, in which the mind just opens up all by itself. And as you sink down, as you go down, as you drop down, you feel a wonderful and a warm and a comforting feeling around you. A nice and warm and a fuzzy feeling inside of you. And it's just as if you're surrounded by the presence of your big brother. It's as if you have a mentor, a coach, a master of sorts, and can tell you exactly what it is that you have to do in order to get into a better state of body and a better state of mind. And as you feel that wonderful, warm and dominant, masculine feeling, it just wraps around you, wraps around the mind, wraps around the body. That just feels so good, and that just makes you want to follow the suggestions that I give you, to follow the advice that I give you. More and more that you sink down, that you settle down, that you relax, and the more that the mind opens up, and the more that it does, the more that my words can just sink down into the unconscious mind, where they settle down and become a part of you. And the more that happens, the more that you feel a magnetic and involuntary and automatic feeling, and that just makes the mind, the conscious mind, the unconscious mind, just follow along with the sound of my voice, with my words, with my suggestions. And the more that you feel that, the better that you feel. The more that you feel that involuntary and automatic sensation, the better that you feel. And it just feels as if the mind is being pulled along with the sound of my voice all by itself. And there's a kind of fun feeling about it. And it's just as if you're going on a roller coaster ride, just being pulled along by that magnetic feeling, that magnetic sensation. It feels just so good that you can let go and then just allow the sound of my voice to pull you along and to take you on a nice and a fun, relaxing, and a comfortable ride. And as you just relax and sink down and settle down even further, even faster into it, and it's drifting down and floating down into a wonderful and deeply and totally relaxed state, into a dreamlike state in which you might find that you can see images and float in front of the mind's eye, and maybe figments of dreams, perhaps things that you've seen before and things that are a part of reality. You might imagine a very pleasant place to be. And as you drift down even further and relax even more deeply, it just becomes so easy just to listen to the sound of my voice and to take in and to follow the suggestions that I give you. And it just becomes so easy that you don't even have to think about it at all. And it just becomes a completely and totally involuntary and automatic process. And the more that happens, and the better and better that you feel. The more and more that you can just relax. Then you can just relax and sink down and settle down into this wonderful and deeply and totally relaxed and pleasant state. Now as you do relax, I just want you to picture, to imagine, to visualize that you're walking into a gym. And it's not any ordinary gym. It's a gym in which there is a brotherhood there. And as you walk in, you can feel that. And you can imagine yourself walking in with a nice and attractive, good-looking and healthy body. A body that's been tuned and trained by exercise, by cardio, by weightlifting, by diet for several months at a time. And as you picture, you imagine you just seem so light and so airy. And you're able to move around so easily and so quickly. And that all just feels so good as well. And as you approach and greet your gym bros, you also feel a feeling of belonging to that culture. And the more that you imagine it, the more that you can see inside of your mind's eye just how it feels to belong to that group and to be a part of that group, that brotherhood. And the more that you imagine it, in fact, the better that you feel. The more that you can feel a feeling of excitement, a feeling of enthusiasm that reaches inside of you, deep inside of the unconscious mind, and that seems to twist and turn and pull all the little switches and levers and knobs inside of you to make you want to become a part of that, to become a part of that culture, and to become one of those gym bros. And the more that you think of it, the more that you can feel that feeling of excitement, that feeling of enthusiasm to want to do so, as it reaches down inside of you and becomes a part of you. And not only from that image, but from the sound of my voice, you can feel wonderful and warm and masculine dominant qualities as they seem to just float in through the air, right into your ears, right into the mind, where they sink down all the way into the unconscious mind and become a part of you. And I just want you to imagine exactly what it would be like to have a better relationship with diet. To have the kind of knowledge and the kind of enthusiasm that those other gym bros have. And in fact, the more that you know about nutrition, the more that you can talk about it, the more that you can relate with other dudes who know about and talk about nutrition. And the more that you know, in fact, the more easily that you'll be able to act. And the more easily that you'll be able to experiment around with your diet, the more motivated that you'll become, the more that you can feel a feeling of interest, a feeling of enthusiasm that sinks down and settles down inside of you and becomes a part of you. And in fact, the more that you learn, the more interested in it that you become. The more interested in it that you become, the more that you learn, and the more that you apply as well. And it just becomes so much easier to apply that knowledge the more that you gain. And the more that you do, the more easily that you'll be able to talk with your other gym bros, the more easily that you'll be able to trade all the little tips and tricks that all of you guys know. And that is a good feeling to have as well, just to know that the more that you know about it, the more that you'll be able to talk about it. And the more that you're able to talk about it, the more easily able that you are to relate to the other guys. Now that just feels so good. And you can already feel a feeling of belonging that reaches down and settles down inside of you. It's a good and a positive feeling. And the same thing is true of weightlifting. I just want you to imagine walking around inside of that gym and wondering what all of that equipment is for, and all the different kinds of machines that you see, and the dumbbells that are laid out in front of you, and perhaps benches of all kinds. Just to wonder, just to imagine, and to ask, what is all of the equipment for, and what does it do, how to use it, what are all the different kinds of exercises that can be done with dumbbells, or all the different kinds of exercises that can be done without any equipment at all. And the more that you learn about these different types of exercises, the more that you feel a feeling of motivation, a feeling of interest, a feeling of excitement, of enthusiasm to want to try them, the more that you'll want to apply that knowledge. And you might even wonder how many repetitions to do, how many sets, or how often to rotate these exercises. And the more that you wonder about, and the more that you learn about, the deeper into the weightlifting that you'll be, and that you'll delve into, and you'll find whenever you do lift weights that you feel a wonderful feeling about it, that you can feel the surges of strength inside of your own body, and a surge of a dominant and masculine feeling, a good and a positive feeling of masculinity and of strength that rises up, that surges up inside of you and curls around the muscles in your body. That just feels so good. And it just feels so good. That's all you want to do, is just to continue to feel that feeling. To continue to feel that feeling with each and every single repetition that you do. And to know that whenever you feel that burn at the end of a set, that muscle is going to grow even bigger. It's going to grow even stronger. And that you're going to look even better. And that's a good feeling to have. Just to know that with every weightlifting session that you do, that it leads into a better state of body and a better state of mind as well. And it's just as easy to develop a good and a positive relationship with cardio, any kind of activity or exercise that you can imagine doing. And maybe it's a one-on-one thing, maybe it's a solo thing. Maybe you imagine getting into rowing or skateboarding or kickboxing and martial arts, or maybe dance fighting, or maybe something like badminton or tennis, or racket sports, basketball, volleyball. Whatever that might be, there's bound to be a sport or an activity that you feel drawn to, that you feel attracted to, that you want to break into. And the more that you think about it, the easier that it is to imagine, to picture, to visualize breaking into that sport, no matter what it is. And all you have to do is to learn a little bit about the rules, and to learn a little bit about how to play, maybe find a partner. Man, the moment that you do and then you start playing, then that becomes something, a sport that you do. And then after a few games, you get better and better at it. The better that you get at it, the more able that you are to play, man, the funner that it becomes. The more that you play, the better that you get at it, the funner that it becomes. And it only gets funner over time as you learn more about it, as you gain new skills. And that's a feeling that just feels so good, and just to know that at the same time that you're getting in that good and that awesome cardio. That just feels so good. Just to know that while all of your attention is directed towards the game and towards just having fun, that you're getting that good and that beneficial cardio. And as you are, breathe in the nice and cool and clean air and feel the crispness of the air around you. It's just going to feel so good just to be in that state and to feel all the toxins in the body flushing out as you enjoy that sport or that form of cardio, no matter what it is. It just feels so good just to picture, to imagine, to visualize having that good and that positive relationship with cardio. That's exactly what you want to do. The more that you imagine doing all of these things, the more that you can feel a feeling of confidence that rises up, that surges up inside of you. A good and a positive feeling. Just knowing that you do all of these things, that just makes you feel so good. So good that you can even feel a feeling of cockiness that billows up inside of you. And in fact, the more that you do engage in this cardio, this weightlifting, and this diet, and the more that you see the results reflected in that, the more that you'll get a feeling of confidence, the more that you'll get that cocky feeling. And in fact, the more that you feel that confident and that cocky feeling, the more that you'll invite pressure from the other dudes onto yourself. And as you get even deeper into weightlifting and into diet and into cardio, then you'll realize the value of competition and how that can help you to perform so much better. How your other bros can keep you accountable and how you can keep them accountable as well. Man, that's just a good thing to have. It's a good thing to have that good, mild, positive pressure from other dudes around you. Man, to also give that back to them. Man, to help motivate each other. Man, that is a good reason to have that cockiness. And to show off that confidence a bit. And the more that you do get into the cardio, the weightlifting, the diet, then the more and more that you can be confident about your abilities, that you can allow that cockiness to show, and that you can invite that positive, that good pressure from around you so that you can do even better. And the more that you can put that on the other dudes, your gym bros around you, that would just feel so good just to become that, to be a part of that culture. A part of that culture that helps your brotherhood to motivate itself, to become even better, to do even better, to lift even harder, and to get into a better state of fitness and a better state of mind even faster. All that, just to imagine that just feels so good. Then you can even feel a bit of that confidence and a bit of that cockiness rising up and surging up and billowing up inside of you. Man, that just feels so good. So good to feel that. You can already feel as if you're settling in, as if you're becoming a part of that culture. And you can even feel a wonderful, warm, and masculine, dominant presence that builds up, that rises up into the forefront of your mind. And a big brother type figure that is there inside of your mind. As if whenever you're thinking that you're talking to that big brother figure, to that fellow gym bro. And so, whenever you think, in fact, you can think just as if you were talking to that dude. And you might even find that at the end of your sentences, that you think that you peppered them with the words like dude or man or bro, because that's exactly who you're talking to. And just to have that language reflect back on that other dude, that is a good feeling. It's a good feeling because when you say that, it makes you feel even more of a dude. It makes you feel even more of a bro. And that just feels so good. It's so good to feel that feeling of belonging that, in fact, with every sentence that you think, when you feel like you're talking to that other bro, then you'll find that you just so easily put that man, that dude, that bro at the end of the thought. Before you know it, then you'll be talking exactly like that. Whenever you're talking to another dude, whenever you're talking to another gym bro, it just becomes so easy just to adopt that kind of language. It just becomes so easy that the more that you think of it, the more easily that leaks out into your speech. And that is a feeling that just feels so good. So good just to know that you're becoming a part of that culture already. That you're becoming a gym bro. And the more that you feel exactly how fun that it is, and the more carefree that you become, the more that you realize that since you only have so much time in a day, in a week, a month, a year, and even in your life, that you might as well spend it in a way that's fun. You might as well spend it in a way that you like, in a way that you love. And that is a good feeling to have, just to have that realization, just to have that insight. And to live in such a carefree manner, just to drop all of the serious thoughts and just to have fun. And the more that fun that you have, then the better and better that you'll feel, and the more that you feel like you're living your purpose. And so it just becomes so easy just to adopt a nice and a smooth, carefree attitude towards everything, and just to live in the moment. And just to enjoy whatever is in front of you, to enjoy the humor as you're joking around with your other gym bros. And the more that you think of it, the more that you can feel that carefree feeling as it sinks down and settles down and becomes a part of you. Sinks down deep into the unconscious mind and it becomes a part of you. It just feels so good to feel that nice, that loose and easy and carefree feeling. And just knowing that all you have to do is just to have some fun. Now in a moment's time, I'm going to count you up. And I'll count you up from 1 to 5. And as I do, you're going to feel a lifting and a rising motion, a feeling of energy and of enthusiasm come back into the body and back into the mind. And whenever you do wake up, then I want you to do something for me, something for your big bro, something for your master. I want you to do some kind of exercise. It doesn't matter what it is. You could do an upper body workout, a mid-body workout, a lower body workout. You could do some cardio. But I want you to do a good and a nice sized chunk of exercise and just to feel the good feelings about it. Feel the feeling of strength inside of your own body, inside of your own muscles as you do so. Feel a wonderful, warm and masculine dominant feeling as it surges inside of you and becomes a part of you. And only once you have done that exercise, no matter what it is, then I want you to leave a comment for me. A comment that says, "Thanks for hypnotizing me, bro." And then, in that comment, I want you to tell me what you've done. Tell me about the exercise that you did. And as you do, you're going to feel a wonderful feeling of confidence. A wonderful feeling of confidence just knowing that you've taken those very first few steps. And that's just going to feel so good. That's all you're going to want to do is just to continue that. And to continue down that path, down that route. It just feels so good to feel that wonderful feeling that it becomes so easy to continue doing it. Now I'm going to count you up from 1 to 5. As I do, you're going to feel a feeling of energy, of pent-up energy that moves into your muscles, into the muscle fibers of your body. And you're going to want to feel a feeling of being worked out and of having that energy expelled and expressed out of them. And now beginning with 1, as you begin to rise up, to lift up, back up into the waking world. And 2, coming up even further and even faster, just feeling so good as you do so. And 3, already halfway there. And 4, almost all the way back up. And now 5, eyes open and wide awake. Alright dudes, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and check out Dominicator.com to schedule a sports hypnosis session with me. Also, check out my t-shirt store. If you're looking for a cutoff shirt or a bro tank, then the regular t-shirts make excellent bro tanks whenever you cut off the sleeves from behind the seam. Just order one size higher, and then cut the sleeves off. Catch you later, dudes.